Lawson West Solicitors presents to you Probate, Wills and Trusts. Department Head and Associate Solicitor Phoebe Skarlatos joins Team Manager and Associate Solicitor Sophie Forsyth to discuss topics such as the Court of Protection, LPAs, EPAs and Deputyship.
Hello, I'm Sophie and I'm a solicitor here at Lawson West Solicitors.
Hi, I'm Phoebe. I'm also a solicitor and I am the head of Probate, Wills and Trusts at Lawson West.
And today we're going to be talking to you about mental capacity and preparing for the future.
Within our team, we've got decades of experience in this area, so we're more than happy to help you and your loved ones prepare for your future.
So what is the Court of Protection?
Well, it's a court in the UK that deals with English law. It's based in London, although there are many subsidiaries around the country. The court deals with decisions about a person who can't make their own decisions.
Some examples of the types of applications that can be made are financial deputyships, health deputyships and statutory wills.
What are lasting powers of attorney?
A lasting power of attorney is a document that you put in place while you've still got capacity. There are two different documents. One covers property and finances and the other covers health and welfare. The lasting power of attorney allows you to appoint a named person or people to act on your behalf in the event that you later lose capacity. There's an old version as well called enduring powers of attorney.
An enduring power of attorney would have been made before 2007. It only deals with property and financial affairs and won't cover your health and welfare. It's always worth checking an enduring power of attorney with a solicitor because it may be outdated and you may need to look at making a lasting power of attorney. We're more than happy to help you do this here at Lawson West Solicitors. Now, Sophie, tell me about deputyship.
Well, deputyships are really similar to lasting powers of attorney, except they're put in place by the Court of Protection rather than the person themselves. The deputyship can cover property and finances or health and welfare.
But the health and welfare orders are slightly rare, aren't they?
They are, yes. There's only a handful of health and welfare applications that go through every year, but you've actually done one of those.
I have. I created a personal welfare deputyship for a gentleman who sadly was being abused by his neighbours. The order went through because of extremely extenuating circumstances, but in most cases you can't get a personal welfare order. The reason for that is because the court prefer one-off decisions about personal welfare rather than a deputyship, which is a continuing decision-making tool. And what sort of people do you tend to see needing a deputyship order?
All sorts of people, really. It could be people who've suffered an injury and lost capacity as a result, or it could be somebody who's had a diagnosis of, say, dementia, who tend to be a bit older. But really, capacity doesn't discriminate. You can be any age or type of person.
I tend to see a few people who have just turned 18 and require deputyship orders for their parents to be able to manage their finances. This is because once they turn 18, their parent then loses the ability to make decisions in their parental role on their behalf.
And that's a question that we get asked a lot. So Phoebe, how do I become a deputy?
Well, I would recommend you see a solicitor, but you can make an application to the court yourself. It is very long and time consuming, and at time of filming, the current wait for a deputyship order to come through is between 9 and 12 months. That is uncontested, and so if someone disagrees with you applying for deputyship, then it may take longer. There's forms online to be able to fill out to become a deputy, and there are fees associated with that deputyship.
So the court application fee alone is in the region of £370. In addition to that, you'll also need to get a capacity assessment, which can be between £200 and £500 depending on the provider. Eventually, if you're appointed as a deputy, then you'll also need to pay to put a bond in place. This acts like an insurance policy, so if the deputy does something that they shouldn't and it causes a financial loss to the person who lacks capacity, they don't lose out. So you might be wondering about the kinds of things that you can do as a deputy.
There's lots of things you can do, and most of them will be found in your order or in the code of practice, which can be found online. The most important thing is that you must always act in the best interests of the person whose affairs you're looking after. But in general, you'll be doing day-to-day managing of finances. This will include paying bills, making sure that that person has received all the benefits they're entitled to, amongst other financial duties. There are a few things you can't do, however.
You're right, and the big one of those is gifts. You can't make unlimited gifts from that person's money, and you should always seek legal advice if you want to do that. Other things that you can't do are things that would place you in conflict. So, for example, you couldn't buy that person's property if you were the deputy. If in doubt, you should seek the Court of Protection's approval, and we at Lawson West are more than happy to assist with that.
Please note that this is a basic overview only and should not be construed or relied upon as advice. Lawson West Solicitors Limited accepts no duty of care to any third party in connection with this summary.